All in favor? I'm assuming your hands are up because I can't see you. So we have the Comox zoning amendment bylaw 1950 and development variance permit application.
Can you just hold on one second?
DVP 19-9. We just got to stand by for a moment here.
Okay, you're good to go now.
Good to go?
Yeah.
All right. So the standard wording here, the public hearing opening statement. The public hearing is hereby convened pursuant to Section 464 of the Local Government Act for the purpose of hearing representations from those persons who believe that their interest in property is affected by the proposed rezoning application RZ 19-9. This is at 425 Stewart Street, and Comox zoning amendment bylaw 1950 and development variance permit application DVP 19-9. The proposed bylaw has received first and second readings, but has not passed third reading or been adopted by council. Notices of this public hearing have been published in accordance with the requirements of the Local Government Act. Also, copies of the proposed bylaw, supporting documentation, and any submissions to council received from the public have been available for inspection at comox.ca as required by the Local Government Act. Pursuant to Section 13.1 of the Local Government Meetings and Bylaw Process, COVID-19, Order Number 3 and Ministerial Order Number M192-2020, this public hearing is being conducted virtually. All persons who believe their interest is affected by the proposed zoning will be given the opportunity to be heard this evening. To maintain order and to ensure everyone a reasonable opportunity to be heard, I ask that each person wishing to speak use the raise your hand feature within Zoom. The Zoom meeting link users, for Zoom meeting link users, hover over reactions in the bottom footer of the Zoom screen, click the raise hand icon, and wait to be asked to speak by the chair. For Zoom phone conferencing users, press *9 and wait to be asked to speak by the chair. Once called by the chair, you may unmute yourself. Meeting link users click the unmute button in the bottom left corner of the meeting window, and phone conferencing users press *6. And clearly state your full name and address. You may then begin your presentation to council. Please make your presentation as brief as possible. After all have had an opportunity to be heard, anyone wishing to have further input may once again raise their hand. Council will not debate with each other or members of the public. Council will not answer questions. We are here to hear from you. Technical questions may be directed by the chair to the staff. Everyone will be given a reasonable opportunity to be heard at this meeting. No one will be or should feel discouraged or prevented from making his or her views heard. In addition, if you wish to provide a written submission during this public hearing, you may do so by sending an email to council@comox.ca. Note that written submissions must be received before the end of the public hearing. So rezoning application, RZ 19-9, again at 425 Stewart Street. Application summary, Comox zoning amendment bylaw 1950. In summary, the purpose of the Comox zoning amendment bylaw 1950 is to rezone the subject property from R1.1 single family to CD13 comprehensive development 13 at 425 Stewart Street zone. Development variance permit application DVP 19-9. In summary, the purpose of the development variance permit application DVP 19-9 is to reduce the local road dedication and pavement width and change the type of sidewalk and curbing. Public hearing submissions. Written. To ensure that written submissions are included in the minutes of the meeting, please ensure that all are submitted via email to council@comox.ca before the end of the meeting. Verbal. The proposed bylaw and development variance permit applications are now open for discussion. So, do we have anybody who is going to be speaking?
There's a hand raised.
Where do I see that?
Popcorn.
There we go. Mr. Jaquest, good to see you. You're looking well.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Go ahead, please.
I was, of course, a town employee back in the days when we adopted the OCP. And so I understand why the OCP is encouraging infill development. and how it's beneficial to the town. It makes the community more sustainable, and it's a lot more environmentally friendly than a greenfield subdivision out on the edges. So I'm supportive of this proposed rezoning and the subdivision that's going to result. The only thing that disturbed me about this was when discussion arose with regard to the variances, and council seemed to be leaning towards wanting stubs of sidewalk on both Stewart and on Dogwood. And to me, that really does not make sense. The town has had opportunities during the resurfacing of both to install sidewalk, curb and gutter. They didn't take advantage of those opportunities. And I think it's unfair to ask the property owner, who's just an ordinary citizen, to do something that the town has chosen itself not to do when it had the opportunity. So I'm supportive not only of the rezoning that's proposed, but also the applicant's requested variances. Thank you.
Thank you, Don. Do we have any further speakers? I don't see any hands up. Do we have anything that's come in written? No? Okay. All right. So we don't see any further speakers. We do not have anything written that has been submitted. So close the public hearing. I would remind those present that legal considerations prevent the members of council from considering any representation made after the close of this public hearing. Before closing the public hearing, I'm going to call 3 times for any further speakers on any of the matters contained in the proposed bylaw. I'm going to allow 60 seconds-ish between each call in order to allow those viewing on YouTube to catch up the opportunity to speak. For the first time, is there anyone who wishes to make any further representation? Dawn, do you have your hand up again to speak, or is that from before?
Yes, I do, Your Worship. Sorry,
Okay.
I should have mentioned that I should have just dropped in a reminder that I actually wrote a letter to council that was recently on a meeting agenda that basically says the same thing I just said.
Right, yeah, we did get that. So, okay, thank you. So we'll take that as the first call. For the second time, is there anyone who wishes to make any further representation? All right, and for the third time, is there anyone who wishes to make any further representation? Seeing none, no further speakers or anything written, I declare this public hearing closed and a motion to adjourn.
Move.
Second.
And all in favor? Thank you, folks, and we will be discussing this at a later